In a serene corner of ancient India, nestled amidst whispering trees and fragrant blossoms, stood a quiet temple. Its stone walls had witnessed centuries of sunrise and sunset, holding stories of wisdom and peace. Within these sacred walls lived a saint, a man whose age was etched not in wrinkles, but in the depth of his calm eyes. His head was bald, a sign of detachment, and a flowing white beard rested upon his saffron robes. He spent his days in meditation, his fingers gently gliding over prayer beads, his presence a silent hymn to tranquility. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, the saint noticed a tiny visitor, a small gray mouse, with round, fearful eyes and a twitching nose, scurried out from a crack in the wall. It moved with a nervous energy. Its pink ears perked, listening for any sign of danger. The saint watched, a gentle smile gracing his lips. He remained perfectly still, radiating an aura of safety that slowly drew the little creature closer. The mouse, seeing no threat, cautiously approached. It stopped a short distance from the saint, its tiny heart pounding like a drum. The saint spoke, his voice as soft as the evening breeze. "Little one," he said, "what troubles your heart so deeply?" Startled, the mouse froze. It had never been spoken to with such kindness. Gathering its courage, it squeaked, "Oh, wise one, my life is filled with fear. I fear the sharp claws of the cat that roams the temple grounds. I fear the darkness that swallows the light. I fear being alone, and I fear that I am too small and weak to survive in this big world." The saint listened with profound empathy, his gaze unwavering. "Ah," he nodded, "your fears are many, little friend. But have you ever wondered where a fear begins?" The mouse shook its head, its whiskers trembling. "Every fear," the saint explained, "every worry, every doubt, starts as a single, tiny thought, as small and quiet as you are. A thought like, 'What if the cat finds me?' Or 'What if I fail?' It appears in the mind, almost unnoticed." He gestured to the vast temple hall. "Imagine your mind is like this great hall. A single thought is like one speck of dust floating in a sunbeam. It is harmless, insignificant. But what happens if we don't sweep the hall? Day after day, more dust settles. Soon, a small speck becomes a layer. That layer becomes a thick blanket, covering everything, making the air heavy and dark. The hall, once bright and open, becomes a prison of dust." The mouse listened intently, its fear momentarily forgotten, replaced by curiosity. "It is the same with our thoughts," the saint continued. "That one small thought of fear, if you let it stay, invites another, and another. Soon your mind is no longer a peaceful temple, but a crowded den of fearful thoughts. And when fear is ignored, when it is allowed to fester in the dark corners of the mind, it does not remain just fear. It begins to change." "Change?" The mouse squeaked. "How?" "Fear, left unchecked, can grow into a fierce beast called ego," the saint said. "To protect itself from feeling small and afraid, the mind says, 'I am not weak. I am better than others.' This is pride. It builds walls around the heart. It makes you look down on others to feel tall. This ego then whispers jealous thoughts when you see another succeed, saying, 'Why them and not me?' It fuels anger when things don't go your way, roaring, 'This is unfair. I deserve more.'" The saint's words painted a vivid picture in the mouse's mind. It thought of how it sometimes envied the birds for their freedom to fly away from danger, and how it felt a flash of anger when a piece of food was snatched away. It was all connected. These heavy feelings, ego, pride, anger, jealousy, they all began as a tiny, fearful thought you didn't pay attention to. The saint concluded softly. "We think we are in control, but slowly, without us even realizing it, our mind starts controlling us. We become slaves to the very thoughts we created." The little mouse looked down at its paws, its tiny world suddenly making more sense. But do I stop it? It whispered. How do I sweep the dust from my mind? The saint's eyes twinkled with warmth. The answer is as simple as it is powerful, little one. The broom you need is called awareness. And the water that cleanses is gratitude. Awareness? The mouse asked, tilting its head. Yes, it means to simply watch your thoughts, without judgment. When a fearful thought appears, just notice it. Acknowledge it like a passing cloud in the sky. Say to yourself, "Ah, there is a thought of fear." Do not fight it. Do not run from it. Simply see it for what it is, just a thought, not reality, not you. The moment you shine the light of awareness on a thought, it loses its power over you. A monster seen in the daylight is never as scary as the one imagined in the dark. He picked up a single marigold from a garland nearby. And then, he said, holding it out to the mouse, you bring in gratitude. When you feel fear, consciously shift your mind to something you are thankful for. Instead of thinking about the cat, be grateful for the small crack in the wall that gives you shelter. Instead of fearing the darkness, be grateful for the moon that offers a gentle light. Instead of feeling small, be grateful for your quick feet that help you find food. The mouse sniffed the marigold, its sweet fragrance filling its senses. A strange warmth spread through its chest. Gratitude changes everything, the saint affirmed. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It opens your heart instead of closing it. An aware mind and a grateful heart leave no room for the dust of fear and ego to settle. They keep the temple of your mind clean, bright, and peaceful. From that day on, the little mouse began to practice the saint's wisdom. When a fearful thought about the cat entered its mind, it would stop, take a breath, and say to itself, "I see you," thought of fear. Then it would look around and find something to be grateful for. The taste of a crumb, the warmth of a sunbeam, the kindness of the saint. Slowly, a transformation occurred. The mouse didn't magically turn into a lion. It was still a small gray mouse. But it was no longer a prisoner of its fear. Its heart, once pounding with anxiety, now beat with a steady, quiet courage. It moved through the temple, not with frantic scurrying, but with a calm confidence. It learned that true strength wasn't about being bigger or fiercer than others. It was about being the master of its own mind. The saint watched the change with a knowing smile. The little mouse had learned the most profound lesson of all, that our entire destiny can be shaped by a single thought. By learning to guide its thoughts with awareness and gratitude, it had found unshakable peace, proving that even the smallest creature can build a heart of immense strength. The journey begins not by changing the world outside, but by mastering the world within. Welcome to Orange Paws Stories. Here, we believe that one single idea can truly change your life. We blend motivational English stories with emotional storytelling, helping you learn English through wisdom that touches the heart. If you believe in the power of thought and the journey of inner strength, this channel is for you. Subscribe and join us as we explore the simple truths that can shape our destiny. Thank you for listening.